Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And you know I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And guys, with XRP winning the case, of course, right now we have XRP and XLM pumping. And we know the top cryptos hold a percentage of the market cap. So of course, because XRP and XLM are moving, we have Bitcoin, Ethereum moving, and of course, that helps move the whole market. Guys, we know this is all the algorithm, is all rigged. But guys, we have the relisting of XRP. And yes, we have the price pumping now, but when all this dies down, now people can sell. So you're definitely going to see the selling pressure come in. And we know that the government wants to sell Bitcoin, and we also have Mt. Gox right around the corner. But now, guys, the XRP movie ends, and we have Celsius, and the Bankman begins. And speaking of actors, guys, the actors go on strike. Haven't been on strike since the 60s. And the end of last year, the beginning of this year, we saw a lot of layoffs. But guys, you wait until they turn this AI on. You're going to see plenty of layoffs because of the robots, algorithms, and drones are coming to take over this economy. And you know the Crypto Teacher told you a long time ago. And now we have the Jetsons are here, the flying cars. And the FAA has already approved. And guys, we know when it came to Donald Trump when he was in office, he was pushing AI and automation. When you're talking about a car with no steering wheel and no pedal, who do you think is going to be driving it? Guys, remember, your life is an illusion and TV is your reality. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you, because he knows. When it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Brock Pierce with you right now. One of my favorite guests on this show, the Bitcoin Foundation chairman, was a third-party presidential candidate. You know all about that. Also a Hollywood star, and not too many years ago. Brock, what do you make of Washington now moving in on this court case, setting up the sort of tableau for this? What do you think?
Well, I mean, first of all, there are many parts of Washington. You've got different agencies all vying for power, whether it be the SEC, the CFTC, and these debates have been going on as to who is the right regulatory body to regulate the industry, or should a new regulatory body be formed in light of the fact that this is pretty modern technology, and we're talking about laws in some cases that are nearly 100 years old that predate the internet by a long shot. One thing that's worth noting that just happened moments ago, one of the other major cryptocurrencies, Ripple, or otherwise known as XRP, the SEC had charged them a major case going on, and XRP just won in their case against the SEC. This is an incredible event, a very important precedent of the SEC losing the biggest case that's been running for years, deeming that XRP and the trades and transactions that have occurred are not securities, which I think is really the most important thing as we're looking at what's happening here with Coinbase. Very big deal.
If we don't stand tall right now, we are all going to be in trouble. We are all going to be in jeopardy of being replaced by machines and big business. Who cares more about Wall Street than you and your family?
Go from the road to the air.
That's correct. You can drive on the road and then vertically take off and fly forward. That being said, they are, as you correctly pointed out, in a test environment. So we're still working through the with jurisdictions to get it actually to you guys, but it may take some time.
What does the FAA certification mean that you can now do?
Yeah, so it's a limited certification which allows us to fly in the very specific areas and only very specific purposes. But it's also very important because, yes, it allows us actually legally to fly. And as you can mention, the car is actually drivable, so you can drive it.
Okay, so for the testing purposes, you're not actually going to be out driving this car on the highways that I'm driving on, will you?
Not yet. That's a plan, but not yet. Yes, you should not be able to see it neither today nor tomorrow, neither in San Francisco where we are, nor Los Angeles, New York, or anywhere else.
How will these
cars? We're working to get it there.
Okay, how do the cars work? Like, is this meant that I can fly from New York City to Boston and just go along the roadways, or is it something more limited and constrained?
Correct. So as of right now, the maximum length is projected to be 110 miles. So this is meant to be a commute car. This is meant to enhance and replace your commute car, which you usually use to go to work, your Honda, your Toyota, your Tesla, or anything else. In the future, yes, we plan to make it longer range, but as of right now, this is should be regular commute vehicle, which should hopefully make your commute much, much faster and much more enjoyable.
And when are you going to actually deliver on the pre-orders that you already have?
That's a good question. So we're trying to work against the jurisdictions that mainly depends on FAA and jurisdictions outside the United States with which we're working on. Technically, we should be ready pretty soon. Usually I communicate 2025, but again, it's highly depending on jurisdictions and the legal, how they allow us to work.
Okay, what we're showing is the conception of the flying car. Will the cars actually, we're showing them flying like by the bridge. Will they fly that high, or is this the kind of case where you're driving on the road, you maybe go 20 feet in the air?
Right, so in testing, again, since receiving the FAA certification, we flew, as you can see, like in low altitudes. We can fly in high altitudes also. It all depends on your particular use case. Whatever you need to drive most of the way and you need to fly over some particular area, or you want to fly most of the way, in which case you want to fly high altitude.
Now I'm going to test you numerology skills by asking you to think about the magic 7. Okay? Most of you will know that 7 is quite a number in all sorts of themes, religions, and I'm sure that you can compress numbers as well. So, if we think about 2014, all right, I'm just giving you 2014, you drop the 0, 14, 2 times 7. Okay, that's just by way of example, and we're going to carry on. So 2014 will be a milestone and hopefully a magic year in many respects. It will mark the 100th anniversary of the First World War back in 1914. It will mark the 70th anniversary, drop the 0, 7, of the Bretton Woods Conference that actually gave birth to the IMF. And it will be the 25th anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. 25th. Okay. It will also mark the 7th anniversary of the financial market jitters that quickly turned into the greatest global economic calamity since the Great Depression. The crisis still lingers. Yet, optimism is in the air. We've left the deep freeze behind us, and the horizon looks just a bit brighter. So my hope and my wish for 2014 is that after those 7 miserable years, weak and fragile, we have 7 strong years. Now, I don't know whether the G7 will have anything to do with it, or whether it will be the G20. I certainly hope that the IMF will have something to do with it.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
And also, I do believe the role of crypto is it's digitizing gold. Bitcoin is an international asset.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. look, we have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, well, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Xrp, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.